Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today I have for you a second what grows in the graveyard deck in a row. Now bear with me, I'm really excited about this skill and this card in general, or this this shell, which is the what grows in the graveyard junk synchron shell. So I wanted to try Junk Warrior. I was inspired by my boy Playmaker and his Junk Warrior video. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. I'll either link it in the description or in the comments. Really cool OTK deck. Mine's a little bit different though. We're gonna use a Paleozoic engine, and the reason why we wouldn't be with Paleozoics is because your Junk Synchron is gonna gain the attack of whatever level 2 or lower monsters you control. So if you control a Paleozoic monster, it's gonna gain 1200 attack. If you have Wetlands, it's gonna gain 2400 attack. So that's kind of the main combo of the deck. However, I will say this: a lot of the times when I was using this deck, there was opportunities for me to go into either Junk Warrior or Armades, and as much as as cool as the Junk Warrior combo is, Armades is just the more the better option, like 9 times out of 10. So it was kind of hard to pull off. The deck still works really well because the Paleozoic engine not only protects your Armades really well, because you have Hallucigenia, which is damage step card, you have Mirror Wall, you have Paleozoic Canadia. You're going to be protecting your Armades a lot, but the Paleozoic Pacaya is going to let you draw into your Junk Synchron more consistently, because you can cycle through the deck very fast. We threw in one Vision here, Witch Raider. We're running so many traps that it just makes sense to have one of them. That way we can get rid of all the back row. Even though a lot of the times Armades is going to keep you pretty safe from back row, people are starting to learn how to play around Armades, so you're going to see early Canadias and stuff like that. Sometimes it's better to just wipe it all off. Not a whole lot to explain as far as the extra deck. You already know what Armades does, Junk Warrior, and we can also go into Junk Berserker if we have a Paleozoic Canadia along with our combo, Junk Synchron and then the skill. The rest of the deck is 1 Wetlands, 1 Drowning Mirror Force, 2 Wall of Disruption, and 1 Paleozoic Morella. I always like to run 10 Paleozoic. I don't know, I just like that half of the deck is Paleozoic. That way I can call it a Paleozoic deck. But not a whole lot to explain. Like I said, this shell, the what grows in the graveyard and Junk Synchron shell, it's very strong, as you guys already know. So what you build around it, it's really up to you. But I got some cool replays for you guys. This should be a quicker video. I'm not gonna go into that much detail, since you guys already know what the combo is, what the main thing you're looking for is when running your Junk Synchron. So we're going second. We have Junk Synchron and 3 Canadias going up against Spellbooks. I was very surprised at how this match went. At times I felt like I had the advantage, and then my opponent kept playing a card that I hated. So we're gonna see Blue Boy into the regular Spellbook shenanigans. At Spellbook Organization, sets 2. So even though we can go into our Junk Synchron, there's no point. He's gonna get banished, or the Armades is gonna get banished. So we're just gonna set out our back row. And I felt pretty safe because I had the 1 Canadia, so it's like, as long as I can flip this face down during the end phase, I don't have to worry about fate. But here goes, my opponent summons a second Blue Boy, so now I have to worry about 2, basically 1 Canadia is not going to be enough. So here I'm kind of backpedaling, just letting him do his thing. His amazing, skillful, well thought out strategy. And he also summons a Silent Magician, so immediately Silent Magician becomes the main threat. So we're gonna use the Canadia on the Silent Magician. I was mad that he just attacked blindly into 3 back row. Like, why are they that confident? There's Drowning Mirror Force all over. Luckily for them, I only run 1 and I didn't have it. So I'm gonna flip the Silent Magician face down and summon my Morella, so I don't have to worry about Blue Boy destroying it. But I still don't want to go for my Junk Synchron play. I'm just going to destroy the Blue Boy. Spellbook of Fate right away. So I'm going to Canadia the Silent Magician, and here I felt pretty safe. I was like, okay, there's, you know, he already used one Fate. There's only one spellcaster that he just flip summon, so I should be safe with my Canadia, and I can go into my Junk Synchron next turn. He's gonna banish my back row. Now I have 2 monsters on the field. But what do I know? What do I know about this Keith player? Second Silent Magician. I still don't understand why he chose not to destroy my my Canadia. I guess he knew I'm running Junk Synchron and was thinking, oh well, he won't be able to special summon a monster from the grave and synchro summon. But my monster in the grave is also a level 2, so it didn't really matter. I would have taken the damage, so it's whatever. Maybe he didn't want to attack into a Sphere Kribo, I guess. We're gonna see Spellbook of Fate on my Junk Synchron right away, which is unfortunate. So I'm just gonna set the Kaya as a bluff. And we see no back row, no follow-up Spellbook of Fate, so now we can go into our Armades. And this is what I'm talking about. I could have summoned Junk Warrior right here, have him at 3500, but Armades is just better because Silent Magician is not gonna activate in the grave, so I don't have to worry about Silent Magician level 8. I still have my Pakaya bait, and it pays off right here because after the switcheroo, my opponent's actually going to get a spellbook card, so he can use Spellbook of Master to get another Fate. Oh, I think he gets Fate eventually. He has Spellbook of Power, and then he's gonna, yeah, Secrets into Fate. So he goes for the back row, which is great because that leaves a monster on the field for me. You know, he'll only be able to destroy my Armades right here, which is whatever. There's a Spellbook of Fate, but in the hand it's not really a threat. So there was a lot of things I could go into. I could go into Junk Warrior and, you know, have him at 3500. That would have been game. But I decided to style on him a little bit, so we're gonna go into Junk Berserker. We're gonna banish 2 to make the attack 0, and then just hit him for 2700 to the face. So yeah, it feels good, man. He resolved, I think, 3 Spellbook of Fate and still lost. I don't know if that's a testament to my deck or a testament to what kind of player he is. But now we got, oh wow, how do you get that? I haven't done the all 40 levels of the event. I think it ends today or tomorrow, so maybe I should get on that, because that's kind of a cool icon. So we're going up against Mako, the running balance.
Duel.
And we have a pretty good starting hand. Double Pakaya is kind of disgusting, but unfortunately I didn't have another Paleozoic, so I have to pitch one for the other. I went ahead and used my my Drowning Mirror Force on the Gemini Toon Magician. Now we're gonna go into our Armades, and this is it wasn't really beneficial to go into Junk Warrior in this particular instance. I didn't have a Canadia or, you know, a Paleozoic on the field, so I wasn't gonna get any attack boost, and it's better to just go for the Armades and, you know, protect them with all this beautiful back row. Dark Valkyria is gonna go into Supervise, so we're gonna activate Canadia. Unfortunately though, he does have the Gemini Spark, so he's gonna be able to destroy my Armades and get his Valkyria back on the field. And I just decided to take this damage. I'm not really sure why he would Gemini Spark there. I mean, this kind of told me pretty much that this was a Drowning Mirror Force. You know, being that confident to leave your field open usually means you have a Drowning Mirror Force. So it's gonna destroy a card. Luckily for me, he targets the Mirror Wall, so I can chain that and at least get a monster on the board, even though the Mirror Wall is gonna be destroyed. And I decided to just attack, you know, see if it is indeed the Drowning Mirror Force, which it is. I'm gonna activate my Hallucigenia onto my own Paikaya, and I'm only doing this so that I can summon a monster and, you know, lower his life points to 500. It's kind of a gamble. He could have, you know, he could have really did a number on me if he had a Supervisor or anything like that. We're gonna top deck into Wetlands. He's going to Canadia, my Canadia, but I have a Hallucigenia in the graveyard, so he scoops it up. So pretty good top deck there, the Wetlands. But I believe I still had a Pakaya face down, so any Paleozoic would have, you know, let me cycle into my deck and hopefully draw to whatever card I need. But Wetlands works. Here we have a rare Tea dual standby deck. I'm very surprised to see people use this skill. It got nerfed way too severely. Like giving your opponent an extra card and then not being able to activate anything is too much to overcome. I mean, I don't know what kind of deck you'd have to run with that. So like, look, I have a handful of traps, and I have my Armades turn 1, thanks to the dual standby. So we're gonna set double Pacaya and a Canadia. Triple back row, so I'm just gonna cycle through my deck, activate double Pacaya, search 2, or you know, not search, draw, and look at that. I go all the way to my 9th, or I draw 11 cards from my deck. Finally get Ambition Hero Witch Raider, so now I can get rid of all that back row. Even though it wasn't a super threat because of our Armades, it's better to just get rid of it. And in case you're wondering, we destroyed Spike Shield with Chain, DNA Surgery, and Wall of Disruption. So I activate the Wetlands just in case I summon a Paleozoic. But we're gonna destroy the Cypher Warrior, Heater 427, and then there is the inevitable Scoop. I love this deck, man. Especially when you have your Pacayas early game. Okay, so I had to interrupt the recording. So there's gonna be a weird transition in the middle because I thought I heard something. But we have 2 more replays to get to. Here we're going up against Jaden. And we're going first. I like this deck because it works no matter whether you go first or second. A lot of times, you know, with different decks, if you go first and you don't have a defensive card, it's kind of a death sentence. So here we have the Pacaya, we have Vision Hero Witch Raider, and we're gonna see an econ take. So as soon as I saw the beast, it put a smile on my face. I'm happy to see people try decks like this. Kalantosa is gonna destroy my Witch Raider. Tie that binds. So I made a mistake here. I activated Mirror Wall because I wanted to summon one of my Paleozoic monsters, and I completely forgot that I destroyed a Canadia. So instead of me getting a monster, he's gonna get another monster, and I lost my Mirror Wall, which is unfortunate. Luckily though, we kept the Junk Synchron in hand, so we have a follow-up play. And we're gonna go for the... I think we'll go for our Armades here. Yeah, it just seems like the better option. We'll destroy the Tuner. The other 2 cards are not really a threat. Tribute to the Doom is going to destroy our Armades, unfortunately. And we're going to take this 1400. We're okay with that. We top deck a Junk Synchron, which is super clutch. So we're going to go for the spicy play. We're going to activate Canadia on the Kalantosa because we're going to leave this guy that's in attack mode face up. That's going to give us a Paleozoic monster from the grave. Now we can go for our Junk Synchron into Junk Warrior, who is going to get a 1200 attack boost, and that is more than enough to beat Jaden over his own Canadia. So there is the combo that the deck was trying to do. I didn't get to show it off a lot because, like I said, a lot of the times the optimal play was to just go for our Armades instead, and play the control type. Like I said, if you want an OTK deck with Junk Warrior, definitely check out my boy Playmaker. His deck is spicy. And for this last duel, we have a Mako running Balance. I think this is Destiny Heroes.
Duel.
Pretty good starting hand. We have 2 Canadia and 1 Pacaya to get through our deck. He's going to banish our Canadia, but that's fine. I honestly don't mind when I see Balance Heroes open up with Cosmic Cyclone because that means they didn't get Mass Change. So I can take this damage, the 1600, then use my Canadia on the decider and get a Pacaya on the board. Now we can go for, or try to go for our Armades play. But we're gonna see the Canadia right away, and this is what I meant. Like, people know now that how big of a threat he is, so they'll Canadia him immediately. I run into a wall of disruption, which is really unfortunate. And this should have meant that I lost the duel, honestly. But because he summoned a Canadia on his wall of disruption, that let me have a choice to redirect my attack or stop my attack. So I stopped the attack. I still have 2 0 attack monsters on the field, but I would have taken an extra 1000 had he not summoned the Canadia. So that puts me in a good spot because I know he wants to destroy Armades, and he's gonna attack it with the Destiny Hero Drill Dart first. We're gonna use Hallucigenia, and I forced 2 attacks into my Armades, which is great. I don't know why he didn't just attack both of these, because at that point is game, you know, you 1600 and then 1200, but he focused so much on destroying my Armades that, you know, he didn't do it. That lets me live. I'm gonna switch my Canadia into defense mode, and look at this forehead. I could feel the delay, and I knew it was coming. I'm gonna survive regardless because my Hallucigenia is gonna bring him down to 800, so that, you know, that keeps me with 400 life points, and I have a Drowning Mirror Force. But I felt the delay, so this forehead goes for Forbidden Chalice to put Destiny Hero Drill Dart at 1200. Genius, right? Well, no, because now you don't do any piercing damage, so you wasted a card, and I got to take no damage off of that. Now you get hit with a Drowning Mirror Force. I'm gonna summon my Hallucigenia. He uses Akaretsu armor, that's fine. I just replaced one Paleozoic with another Paleozoic. Hit him for 1200. Doesn't top deck into anything, so we get this scoop. But what a guy, man. What a guy. That's gonna be it for me, though. Like I said, this deck is not very different from the 6 Samurai. You're still working with your Junk Synchron engine. It's just that now we're running some Paleozoics with it to go into Junk Warrior and, you know, do some cool things. But that's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link will be down in the description, along with my PayPal link if you guys want to support my channel, support my content. Really appreciate that. And until next time.